Are you struggling to keep track of your needs? Imagine a system that creates follow-up tasks for your team the moment a new need enters your CRM automatically. Leads are the lifeblood of any business, but keeping up with follow-ups can be overwhelming, especially if you are managing them manually. That's where automation comes in. In this tutorial, I will show you how to streamline your lead management process and how to automatically create follow-up tasks in tools like Trello or Asana every time you add a new lead to your CRM. By the end of this video, you will have a fully automated system that ensures no lead goes unnoticed, saving you time and boosting your team's efficiency. Now, let's break down how this workflow will operate and why it's so effective. The process starts with a trigger. In this case, it's whenever a new lead is added to your CRM, Zapier kicks into action. But we don't want to create follow-up tasks for every single lead, so the next step is adding a filter. For example, we will filter leads based on specific criteria, like those coming from a website form or a specific campaign. This ensures we are targeting the right opportunities and focusing our sales reps' attention on high-priority leads. Once the filter conditions are met, the action step kicks in. Zapier will automatically create a follow-up task in Trello or Asana, complete with all the relevant lead details. This keeps your team organized and ensures no leads falls through the cracks. The beauty of this workflow is how it tailors your follow-up process, helping you focus on what really matters, which is building strong customer relationships and driving results. Next, let's set up the trigger for our workflow in Zapier. Once you are logged in, you will see the dashboard. Right at the top, there's a big Create button. Click on that and choose Subs to get started. Next, you will need to select your trigger app first. Since we are working with CRM leads, I will choose HubSpot. But if you are using Salesforce or any other CRM, you can pick that instead. Once you've selected the app, Zapier will prompt you to choose the trigger event. Here, we will go with the new contact, since we want this workflow to run every time a new lead is added to the CRM. Now it's time to connect your HubSpot account if you haven't already. Zapier will guide you through the authorization process to give it access to your account. Once connected, Zapier will display a drop-down of your available HubSpot properties to ensure it's linked properly. And the next step is to test the trigger. For this demo, I will go into HubSpot and manually create a new contact to simulate a new lead. Let me fill in some details. Email, first name, last name, maybe subscriber as the lifecycle stage. Then let's create this contact and go back to Zapier to test the trigger. Click test trigger and we should get the data we just entered. It might take a few minutes to update, so let's try again. Alright, now Zapier updated the data for the lead I just created and displayed it on the screen. Remember to take a moment to review the fetched data to make sure everything is correct. We can see fields like lead's email, name, and the lifecycle stage. If everything looks correct, you are all set. Now that our trigger is set up, let's move on to configuring the action. This is where we automate the creation of follow-up tasks in a project management tool like Trello or Asana. To do that, let's click the Add Action button, and you will be prompted to choose your action app. For this demo, I will use Trello, but if you are using Asana, the process is very similar. Once you've selected the app, Zapier will ask you to choose an action event. In Trello, we will go with Create Card, which adds a new card to a designated board. If you are using Asana, you would select Create Task. After selecting the action, it's time to connect your project management tool to Zapier. Just like before, Zapier will guide you through the authorization process. Once your account is linked, you will see a list of your available Trello boards or Asana projects here. I will choose this Zapier plus Trello board I created before for this demo. Then choose the list you want to create the new card. I will choose To Do. Now we need to configure the action by mapping the fields from our CRM to Trello. Zapier will display the fields available in Trello, such as card name, description, and due date. Start by setting the card name to pull from the lead's name in HubSpot. This ensures that each card is named after the corresponding lead. For the description, we can map it to the lifecycle stage field from the CRM. So the sales rep has all the relevant information at a glance. Next, let's assign the card to a sales rep. Trello has a field for members, so I will map that to myself for this demo, but you can map it to the sales rep or lead owner in the CRM. You can also set a due date for the cards created. Once everything is mapped, it's time to test the action. Now, Zapier will simulate creating a task using the sample lead data we just entered. Let's switch over to Trello and check the board or list you selected. And there it is, the new card with all the details perfectly filled out. If everything looks good, congratulations! You just successfully configured the action. With this step complete, every new lead in your CRM will now automatically create a follow-up task for your team in Trello or Asana. Now, let's move on to adding some customization with filters to make this workflow even smarter. Filters are a powerful way to ensure your automation only runs when certain conditions are met. For example, let's say you only want follow-up tasks created for leads where the life cycle stage is subscriber. Here's how we can do it. In Zapier, right after your trigger step, click the Add Action button to add a new step and select a filter from the options. You will see these options to set a condition based on a field. For this demo, let's choose the lifecycle stage field from your CRM as the data to filter by. Then set the condition to exactly matches and type subscriber. This means the Zap will only continue for leads submitted with the subscriber lifecycle stage, which saves your time from creating tasks from irrelevant leads. Once the filter is in place, we can move on to advanced customization for your tasks. For instance, in Trello, we can add priority and checklists to our Trello cards. This helps your sales team prioritize tasks and stay organized with clear follow-up steps. First, let's go back to Trello and add the customization to the card. Click on the right side menu and click the custom fields. Then add priority. This field will highlight tasks for leads that meet specific criteria, such as being a subscriber type lead. Next, let's add a checklist template to our Trello cards and create a new checklist. We can add key follow-up steps such as call the lead, send a welcome email, and update CRM notes. Now let's update Zapier to include these changes. Go back to your Zap in Zapier and open the action step for Trello. Refresh the field options by clicking on the small refresh icon here. This will ensure Zapier can pull the latest labels and checklist options from Trello. And for the label field, click on the drop-down and select highest. If you want to make it dynamic, you can map the subscriber field from your CRM to this label. So if the life cycle stage is subscriber, Zapier will automatically apply the high priority label to this task. For the checklist field, let's select send a welcome email as an example. Once your updates are complete, let's test it. Let's go back to your CRM and create a new lead with all relevant details, and ensure the life cycle stage matches your filter criteria, such as subscriber. Let me quickly add a new contact here. Then go back to Zapier. Click the retest step button. Zapier will create a Trello card with our updated settings. Now let's head over to Trello to verify the card. And there it is. We can see a new card with a high priority label applied, and the checklist added with the follow-up steps we specified. If everything looks good, your workflow is ready. These filters and customizations make it easier for your sales reps to stay organized and focus on high priority tasks, and make your workflow become smarter and more tailored to your team's needs. And best of all, Zapier makes it effortlessly to automate this process. Now that we've built and customized our workflow, let's review everything to make sure it's set up correctly. In Zapier, you will see an overview of your workflow, starting with the trigger, a new lead added to your CRM. Next, we have the filter step to ensure tasks are only created for leads with the subscriber type. Finally, the action step creates a follow-up task in Trello or Asana with all the mapped details. Once everything looks good, you need to activate the workflow. At the top of Zap editor, give your Zap a clear name, like follow-up task creation, so it's easy to identify later. Then simply toggle the switch to turn the Zap on. Now, every time a new lead is added to your CRM with the correct criteria, a follow-up task will automatically be created in your project management tool. This ensures no leads slip through the cracks, and your team can focus on what matters most. Now that your workflow is up and running, here are a few tips to make it even more powerful. For example, you could add a Slack notification step to alert your sales team whenever a new follow-up task is created. This ensures that everyone stays in the loop without the need for additional manual communication. Another great idea is to explore Zapier's pre-made templates inside the Discover feature. These templates are designed to simplify integrations between CRMs and project management tools to give you a head start on more advanced workflows. For example, you could set up a workflow that not only creates a follow-up task, but also updates a shared calendar with deadlines to ensure every team member knows what's coming up. Lastly, don't be afraid to experiment with multiple-step workflows. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more automation tutorials to streamline your work process. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.